Here, 8:41, time for Dan Daru's Daily Destination. And the chances are you probably know a child who has a sensory processing disorder.
Even if you don't know it, it's so common, you probably know one of these kids. And there's a place in Greenwood Village that is here to help people with these types of disorders. Dan joins us live from Sensory Therapies and Research Center in Greenwood Village to explain. So in other words, he's just hanging out at a playground, which is what Dan seems to do.
Well, I love being on a playground, you guys, you know that, but this is a very special playground. Take a look around. This is actually designed by Dr. Lucy Miller, who's a PhD, and for early childhood development. Doc, nice to see you. This looks like it looks like a fun playground, actually.
Lots of fun.
But sensory processing disorder, you've been studying that, and you've been diagnosing that for a bunch of years now, but right now the American Medical Association has yet to acknowledge that it is a disorder. So what are parents supposed to do?
It's a big dilemma for parents, you know, and insurance doesn't cover often the treatment. Sometimes it will if you get the child diagnosed with something else like autism or some other thing that your insurance covers. So it's a big problem.
What are the symptoms?
There are several different kinds of sensory processing disorder, but for example, a child will be very over-responsive to touch, to sound. They will have behavior problems. What looks like behavior problems, it truly is a reaction to the sensation that's physiological and occurs in the brain, but it looks like behavior. So they might melt down, have tantrums, not be able to focus at school, have trouble making friends, things like that.
What should parents do if they suspect this?
They should definitely have their children screened or evaluated for sensory processing disorder, usually by an occupational therapist and a whole team that includes a doctor, a psychologist, a speech-language therapist, and other specialists who know how to diagnose various disorders.
Talk about this awesome park, which is basically open to the public and on one day a week. But this looks like a lot of fun, but there's a method to this funness.
Yes. All of the playground is built with multi-sensory equipment. So when the children are playing, they're also getting sensory stimulation. If they're in our therapy program, the therapy is guided. So the stimulation is what their brain needs to mature. But for typically developing kids, they just play and they get what they need automatically. They know what to get.
Here's an awesome book that you wrote, Sensational Kids, Hope and Help for Children with Sensory Processing Disorder. Everything you'd want to know about this, but we're afraid to ask. Where can people buy the book?
Amazon, or a bookstore.
All right, and they can also go to kdvr.com for more information if they want to get a hold of you, because we are live in Greenwood Village. It takes a village, Doc.
It does. It takes a village, absolutely.
And what day is this open to the public?
Thursday afternoons.
What time?
12 to 3.
12 to 3, open to the public.
Yeah.
Can Kirk come down? He's a big kid. Is that okay if he comes?
Every age kid, even you.
Me and Kirk are going to come down.
I'll bring my kids.
Pretty cool place.
I'll bring my kids to make it look legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that looks terrific. What a great idea.
Thanks, Dan. Coming up tomorrow, we're going behind the scenes to find out what school cafeterias are doing to serve healthy lunches at school. We just talked a bit about it with Shaw, and we're going to meet the Jeffco School District's executive chef who won a national competition for his kid-friendly sweet potato recipe. You know, there's so many good people working hard behind the scenes at cafeterias across the area, and we're going to take a look at one of them.
I love school lunch. Do you think sitting with my kids makes me look legit eating school lunch?
No.
And the only
Well,
big
you're
person in
short,
the
so people probably don't even notice.